Hello everybody, it's Steve, and welcome back to Railway Empire 2. The people have spoken. I woke up to a significant number of views, more than I was expecting, so I'm going to be putting out some Railway Empire 2 content on the channel for a while. I'll have chapters in these videos as I'm going through them. If you want to jump ahead past the introduction, past the video cutscene, straight to the gameplay, I'll go ahead and have that all set up for you. Let's go ahead and jump into a new game. If you're watching it, and you keep watching these videos, I will go ahead and play through the entire campaign. Apparently there's also some scenarios. I do think there's also some co-op gameplay. I know that's one of the achievements in game. So we're going to start off where we really should. Chapter 1, the American Northeast. Your starting city is going to be Boston. You're going to be starting in the year 1830. I was going to make the joke from Road Trip saying Austin? Austin, Massachusetts? I'm old. And you have Albany there. I see Syracuse. This is a 500,000 square miles, 18 cities, 53 rural businesses. There is no ranking for this one yet. Apparently you can get ranks on East Coast Conquest. You have a lot of people doing 472,499. I'm gonna guess there's probably some way to do it and get it done super quick. You have the option to play as, you just have to play as the Professor. You cannot change the name of that, and that is not the name I want to be. Go ahead and just update it to my channel name. So you're eloquent. The cost of an auction are subsequently reduced by 30%. All locomotives 60% cheaper, but 15% less revenue from passengers and mail. If you want to go ahead and read the bio for this character that I'm taking over on this one, you can go ahead and pause and read it. But let's go ahead and jump into the scenario. Not yet. Wow, okay, I thought it was not done on that. All right, so we have our difficulty level. Can't make any changes to this stuff because it's all grayed out right now. So one competitor, regular strength AI, mergers, tasks, inflation rate. It seems like it's all pretty standard. No city founding in this one. Now we can go ahead and start the video, or start the cutscene.
The 19th century was a golden age of technology, especially for those of us whose hearts beat with the steady pace of the locomotive. My name is Nagelmakers. I assume you have already heard of me.
No.
When I was young, I had a dream, a cross-border luxury train from Paris to St. Petersburg. To make my dream come true, I invited guests. In another time, entrepreneurs like them were the driving force behind progress, but now they were standing in my way. Take this gentleman, for example. I was planning to revolutionize the industry, just as pioneers like him had done in the early days of the railroad. The late 1820s marked the beginning of a revolution in transportation, both in the old and the new world. Fueled by steady growth, the industrial centers on the East Coast demanded more and more resources in less and less time. Roads and even the newly built waterways could hardly meet the increasing demand. However, inspired minds had combined the idea of tracks and the new invention of the steam engine into a powder keg that was to shake society to its foundations. It only took ambitious pioneers to light the fuse.
Glad you're here. The name is Corning, Erastus Corning. You must be the young railroad expert that was recommended to me. Other people don't think much of this newfangled nonsense, but I think investment into this railroad thing and your company is money well spent. I'm the proud owner of a hardware company, and the more railway lines you construct using my steel, the richer I'll get. So don't go bankrupt. But why don't you just get started using the to-do list I created? My company is situated in Albany, so you should connect this city as soon as possible. Don't worry about the difficult terrain. Clever planning is everything.
Alright, so here is Albany. We have the, I want to say it's the Hudson River going over this way. Then we also have, looks like we have a sugar farm over here. And we also have Boston. So where we're going to be starting off is the city of Boston. Let's go ahead and look at our task list. And I did discover, just kind of reading a little bit into the game, that you can do a lot of this while the game's paused. You can actually build your track, set up everything while the game's paused, and then hit play on this. So I might do that. I haven't decided yet. So first steps, take charge of an early railway company to conquer the East Coast as a technological revolution gets underway. By June of 1830, deliver 8 loads of lumber to Boston. Hint, Mr. Corning, the dude goes down here in the bottom left, has already built a first station at a lumberyard nearby, which can put into operation immediately. Livestock is also offered at the lumberyard. If necessary, you can prioritize wood by selecting the station in the station list of the rail line. Got it. By June of 1830, we need to deliver 8 loads of sugar to Boston. The connection bonuses are paid after the first delivery has arrived. Again, doing a little bit of reading into this one, this is actually an exploit that a lot of players in the first game did, was that they would connect it, get the bonus, and then just delete the track. By December of 1830, we're at January 4, 1830 right now, transport 320 passengers without changing trains from Boston to Portland, Maine. And also by June of 1831, so about 18 months, we have to reach 25,000 citizens in Boston. We're at 21,000 right now, so if we select the city of Boston, if we, going back to the tutorial that came out on Friday, fulfillment is above 60%, then we can actually grow the city a little bit. So he mentioned there was another stop. There's another place. So here is, here's our other stop. Here's Green Stop. So we have the Root Ranch, and we also have Green Clearing. We also have Portland, Maine, that I saw in here. And what does Portland need right now? So 0 freight, waiting for transport. Okay. And let's double check its demand. So we have issues with meat production. So if we're getting meat down to Boston, we can actually ship it up to Portland. And then I'm guessing you have Bangor, Maine up here. $250,000 to connect that. Over there. And there's Green Stop. We're going to connect there pretty quick. Here's a sugar farm over here. There's also an Indian village. Cool. So Indians live here. Some Indians relocate a position of their village multiple times a year. If you want to lay tracks in the spot right now, you have to recompense the Indians. New York City, it looks like we have our competition is in New York right now, because you can see there's another rail line swirling out that way. Then you have Albany over here. My initial thought is connect Boston to Portland. Just go right up along the tracks with it, and then we can connect both to Green Stop and build a nice little network. It's going to be a happy little network. And I kind of want to build it along or close to the roadway, kind of parallel to it. So let's go ahead, slap down a train station. And I'm going to rotate it like this. I'm going to kind of put it right on top of that road if I can. Cool. Now, I like the idea of double tracking going to Portland. So we'll do a track construction. We'll come down all the way over here. And we'll also contour lines. Let's see what this does. Ooh, neat. So this way, looks like it's pretty even. And can I parallel this by chance? Okay, so let's build that. Okay, there's the option for double tracking. So just need to do 100,000 for station platforms. We're starting with 2.5 million, so we'll do that. So now we have 2 tracks going between Boston and Portland. If I want to, I could probably like double up and do a 3rd and 4th track, but I'm thinking I actually do like tracks 4 and 5 going up to this guy. I'm going to do 2 tracks up here at Green Stop. First one's going to come down. Okay, so I think we actually need to go straight out first. And again, this is all pause, so I can do quite a bit of this before I even hit go on this. Let's go like there. Build. I'm on a parallel track coming down this way. We'll build that. Then from these tracks, I'm going to come up and go out towards Boston. There we go. Okay. And, oh wait. You can actually, I've actually had the game running this whole time. I did not mean to. I could actually still have it paused. So we've got our track set up here. It looks a bit dodgy. I kind of like it. It gives us some character. Now, before I do any of that, I actually have to set my station directions for all these things. So, for the main line going out this way, I'm sure I'm going to have my outbound tracks on the outside, my inbound tracks on the inside. It's going to look kind of different. There we go. There we go. So now the trains will come out this way and they'll either go to the outer track on the main line, then this one will just be doing train traffic between the two cities. So we got that going. All right, now let's connect some stuff. I'm going to do green stop to Boston, and remember, then the task list, we need lumber to Boston first. I got rid of that train line, didn't I? Yep, I'm going to go here to here. We're going to choose the locomotive. We're going to use the John Bull or the Grasshopper. A little more expensive for the John Bull, but it does have a higher speed on that. And we're going to make sure this is just doing freight. There we go. Okay, so we got that line going. We have this one set up. We have this one set up. Now we got to do a rail line between the two. You'll do a John Bull for that one. We'll make it automatic. And I think just need to let the game go for a second. See how this goes. And I did a lot of reading after the first video just to see, like, okay, what's going to work here, what's going to work there, and just to see if these things would actually work. All right, so this train is loaded up. I'm getting up some passengers and some mail. Okay. So this one's heading out. Now let's check on these two. What are you waiting on? Oh, they're both moving simultaneously. Here we go. Neat. Let's hope they don't crash into each other. Very cool. But looks like my Boston one's taking a slight lead here. Let's see how they do here on the switch. Oh! Shazbot. I forgot to do something. First off, zoom out because you can't do much with that stuff. Let's go ahead and make sure we have a maintenance post put down somewhere. Like right about here. This will obviously prevent yes. Then put a couple of supply towers down. We'll have a supply tower down over here. And a supply tower down over here. I'm probably going to actually slap a maintenance building on at Portland. Wait, city buildings? I think you do like a maintenance yard at a train station here. Let's see. Construct city buildings. No, none of this helped me right now. Alright, let's get the game back going again. They both just restarted. Okay, odd. I noticed it. And I think the game designers are hoping we didn't notice that, but that was definitely there. Speed time up a little bit. And our two, that frustrates me that they had to stop and restart over there. I want to make sure that this route is operational before I go ahead and move on to the next steps. And plus also the connection bonus of 125,000, a little helpful. 125,000, cool quarter mil I can add in would be very nice into my pocketbook. There we go. Got the 125,000 for that. Let's take a look at my task list. We got 49 of my 320. 8 loads of lumber to Boston, 8 loads of sugar to Boston. So, Station and the station list of the rail line. Okay. We go into here, and we're going green stop to Boston. Ah, here we go. So I'm going to choose a priority of lumber next time on this one, and we're going to go ahead and center the train here, make sure that it's on its way to Boston. Might as well try to make a little bit of cash on this guy in the process. While that's going, we do have our Indian village over here, and let's take a look at the contour lines. It's a relatively easy route to get to the Kelly farmstead. That's got my sugar production. And realistically, if I can get my sugar production kind of on the same line, and then with the river, the contours are a bit of a pain in the ass. But I could probably swing around this way, cross over here between these 2 points, and then, best case scenario, get my... As you arrived at Boston. No, he's already did. Alright, so average revenue per train, we got a bunch of money off that freight from Greenstop to Portland. Now this one is just going to be loading up lumber for me. That's good. Let's see how much. And actually there is a connection bonus for the lumber proper. So I'm going to get a little more cash coming my way on that. Let's start working on getting my... Let's get this next setup done. And I think for this one, we'll go ahead and do a building construction here. I like doing it like this. Let's see. I can actually do it quite a ways away, so that will help me. Taking away the contours. If I do it kind of like that... I'll do it like that. And this one's going to have 2 lines. We're going to go 1. That's just going to go straight to bottom. I guess I may need 4 here. Just thinking about this, because let's say I do a parallel track, so a track can come back on this one. Obviously, I want to make sure that it's hooking in. Ah, there's a tunnel here. That's not good. Let's see if we can fix that too. Grab a little waypoint marker. See. Yeah, that's not good. See if we can go above this. There we go. Actually, a pretty cheap rail line, just taking it up just a skosh. We'll go ahead and build that up. Then we're going to absolutely parallel track that. Beep boop. All right, now to have a little bit of fun beyond that, I want to hook up this station to Albany, all the way over here. Let's get my station gridiron built, but not just yet. Because my thinking is I can take these other tracks, because these middle tracks immediately serve freight. If I parallel track coming off this way, though, and going into tracks 1 and 2, the ones closest to the station, I can kind of have a gridiron or something in here that makes sure that the Albany line can connect to that relatively easily. Essentially, what my thinking is, have the 2 tracks come in over here, tracks 3 and 4 on Kelly Station, leave Kelly Station on tracks 3 and 4, but cross over somewhere in this area. That's my thinking with this. And it looks like we have a cool little valley. We're definitely be doing a ride along with this for the end of the video. That looks awesome. All right. Looks like this station is also built on a... No. Don't want to do that. Whoa. Did a little interesting thing there. So we're going to come out to about... I'd say to about here. Then hook in to the main line about here. Come back the exact same way. Now we've got 4 tracks going this way. We've got them hooked up here. Now coming out of Boston, we're going to do the exact opposite. What about here, maybe? And then go back the exact same way. There we go. That looks kind of cool. Will this work? Most likely not. I know me. I just know how I do. Now let's go ahead and get our gridiron set up down here. And also coming out of Kelly Station. Put that as close as we can. Got a real nice setup here for that. It's gonna be a happy little setup. All right. I got a bleep bloop there somewhere, but I don't actually see it. So we're gonna do outbound, inbound, inbound. Yeah, we're gonna do it like that. No, that won't work. Okay. Trying to get the freight going in on different lines. Okay, what if I do like this? There we go. That'll work. Okay, so outbound here, inbound here. All flows along. And here we got to do outbound, outbound, inbound, inbound. I like it. Okay, so if Kelly Station's loading up on the, like, quote-unquote third and fourth tracks, I'll actually do the Boston or the Albany run on tracks 1 and 2. So let's go ahead, slap down some construction here for Albany. There's a building there I cannot go through, so I'm going to have to make sure I'm cognizant of doing that. There's also, let's see, there's dairy. Before I do that, Albany produces beer. And beer comes from grain, so the Sawyer farm. What I should do is hook up...
Very good. What we're doing here really has the potential to revolutionize the way we have been transporting goods up till now.
What I'm going to do is actually hook it up in a way, like here. That way I can hook up grain with a subsequent connection. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to double track this out to where we were, but I got to be really careful because there's a big old bridge here. Before I do that, research. I've got some innovation points. Let's see, we've got poaching, no. Warehouse, kind of helpful, but foundations we absolutely need because that's going to reduce the cost of bridge construction. Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay, so we're going to go this way. I'm going to hook up to Kelly Station, track number 2 here. And you can tell, there's a massive tunnel here. Obviously, a bit of a pain in the ass to do that. So let's go ahead and see what we can do about doing this. Contour lines. I'm thinking about the need to actually pull the line out this way a little bit. So now instead of spending $2 million on something, we're now going to have a lot less. And I'm going to parallel this here in a second. Bridge looks okay. Maybe I can put it in a better location. I was talking about bringing in the bridge over here, but I don't think that's going to work in this situation. Because that'd be a real weird S bend that I have to do. Alright, so we're going to do that. I'm going to parallel it, because it's going to go right over the tracks. This one's only going to cost me a hell of a lot less. It's only going to cost me $182,000. So let's get that going too. $25,000 in Boston, and I want to connect because the B&A is the Boston and Albany line, so I want to make sure I'm connecting these two. I guess we could do a new track construction. This one I'm only going to do one track. Oh, whoops, I didn't put a station down here yet. And this one is actually going to be a really short connector too. I don't see where my achievements are popping up. I'm a little frustrated that I'm not seeing them pop. Because I like seeing the little bleep bloops. Nope. Okay, let's go station. Track 1. Just like that. All I want to do there. So we're going to do a new rail line, Sawyer Terminal to Albany. Choose a locomotive. Honestly, I may opt for the Grasshopper here. It doesn't go as fast, but its maintenance costs are pretty low. It's only going to take 6 days to move stuff. So that one is not going to have a lot going for it. Albany is losing people because it's not actually getting its needs met. It needs grain. I'm going to start supplying those grains. Now, let's do a passenger line from Albany to Boston.
Great. My company owes you.
Okay, then. I did not do the... Oh, wait. I did not do my directional planning or my gridiron. Whoopsies. Kind of important to do those things before I start laying down track lines. Okay, now we can do it. Albany. Boston. This one, we're absolutely going to go with the John Bull here because it's going a little bit faster. And I think, can I... Oh, wow, I just got a $500,000 for that one. Right, I forgot to do the direction stuff. Damn it, I keep forgetting these things. These are minor things that are super important in the game. There we go. Yeah, we're good there. Let's try this again. Also, need to put down a supply tower here. Probably one here also. It's the small things in the game that you kind of forget about when you're doing these things. Alright, they do connect. Let's get the John Bull going. Go for it. I'll most likely add another train on this one too. So this is my express train. So ticket revenues increased by 10% on this. Let's go ahead and see how we're doing on that. We've got the 8 loads of sugar to Boston. We're now working on getting the 320 passengers without training trains from Boston to Portland. Then we have the 25,000 citizens in Boston that I'm working towards. This, of course, if I fulfill the demands of the city, lumber now at this point is in demand. And we also have some cattle demand. We're producing beef here. It took me a minute just to remember how all these things kind of fit together. Do these things. I am going to speed up the game a little bit to let it run for a while. I want to make sure that I'm getting these things to arrive. So Boston, they are able to export and produce meat. And do I have a maintenance depot? Yes, I need to get a maintenance depot here. That's going to be very helpful for me. I need to have like a restaurant, which shortens wait for all stations of the train. Restaurant, increasing revenue. Market hall, increasing revenue for passengers who start a transfer. And we also have a post office to increase revenue by mail. Cool thing with this, though, if you look at my balance so far, if I can find it. Well, this showing all the rail lines in general. It's my Greenstop to Portland line that's bringing in the most cash, because that one's just moving freight between the two cities. My Sawyer Terminal versus Albany. This one's also bringing in a crap load because I'm now producing beer. And this is actually increasing my beer production in Albany too. You need corn, so you're getting a lot of wheat supplied. Are there any other cities I can hook in to Albany? There's Syracuse. There's also New York City down here. I'm thinking about maybe hooking in Syracuse, because there is a road that'll hook into Syracuse. It also produces beer here. But you are producing mail. I could do a little local line between Albany and Syracuse just to increase my revenue a little bit. There's also Bangor, Maine. $250,000, 65 days left to connect it. It's not far up the track, mind you, and there's also a sugar farm here as well. I've already got my sugar hookup done, mind you, so may not need to go that far into it. Let's see. Any innovation points? I wait and get my 300 development points so I can increase the speed on my John Bull. Well, let's go ahead and arrange a Portland hookup. Or not Portland. Oh. The demand for imported goods has been reduced because it's reached the maximum stock level. Okay. So we are now supplied well with meat in Portland, which means I could probably take it up to Bangor. Let's go ahead and set up an extension. And with that, another rail line has been built. Oh, it is just a straight old track. Let's do a ride-along here. Haven't done a ride-along yet, so we're on the front of our John Bull here. This may get a little loud. I'm not sure. It's taking a little bit. Hey, people, you don't want to go to Bangor? I heard Bangor, Maine is pretty cool. But you can definitely move the camera around the train. It's wow. That's kind of cool. Hey, dudes. You can see the little speedometer here as we're getting some speed here. Looks like 10, 20. No, that's not 10, 20. That's a 7. There's maybe a KPH, honestly. Let's go into the front side of it. And also, because we have a cart here, I just dead-ended it into the... just dead-ended it, disappeared into the cornfield. Okay. Let's also speed it up a little bit, too. Oops. Okay, you can only pause and go regular speed on this one. But yeah, the train volume is a little hard to hear a player when you're trying to do this as well. There we go, now I can actually be on the back of the train, too. As it's heading down the track. So I'm just like, I guess in this situation you're just kind of like crawling along the back of the train. That's kind of cool. That one's heading off loaded up with meat, mind you. And this one's only going 15 miles an hour. So it's not getting the fastest route. I'm also going to zoom out a little bit while it does all that stuff. Checking our tasks again. We've got to get our 320 passengers to Portland. And this one we do have a couple more passengers that are loaded up here. And Boston is growing. We have met the 60% demand. And as long as we keep getting above that, as long as we keep increasing that demand and keeping it above 60%, the city will continue to grow. We have issues with production on meat. Let's see what's going on with my meat production here. Meat industry, what's going on? I guess we're not getting enough meat actually over here. Because we're getting a lot of meat produced over on this line. There's a meat industry in Portland also. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the Boston to Portland run, I mean, it's moving pretty quick. I'm a little worried because even with the maintenance depot... Okay. Yeah, just trying to make sure that the train does not deteriorate to a point where we need to make sure it's getting maintained heavily on the arrival. This is just loading up some sugar for Boston, which is also, it's listed as a demand. So stock in the city, delivery by train, demand per week. If I can start producing more, like beer, corn, I don't think I have anything for that. And I do see there's an orchard. I think I remember seeing, yeah, there's a farm out here that just provides fruits, which the city doesn't need. Once you hit 45,000, so what I believe I was seeing on this one, then you would actually have a demand for fruit. At 45,000 people, we're not there yet. Clay, coal, wool, even being demanded right now. Can we see any of those right now? I see wool way down here. That, this guy, whoever this is, I don't even know this guy's name, is looking to do. 220. Yep. Can I bring in any people? I'm just curious here. Okay. Barty Shiloh with Flamingo Rail has a significant company value. Stock price is 82,000. Route length 1,600 miles. I'm at 1,200 miles, so I'm not doing much worse off than him. There's some wood and there's a quarry up here. There's some wool off here, but that's really the end of the habitable areas. This is up in Bangor. But if I wanted to go to like Montreal, I have to essentially purchase the concession to get into that region before I do anything like that. So I can't even go into Ottawa right now because you got to pay to get into it. So if I want to stay up north, no. I can go to like Syracuse and Buffalo and hook up more things. Even the Mid-Atlantic states, you got to pay to get into there. You cannot purchase concession at this time because it looks like it's Barty's hookup. There's Pittsburgh. You got like I'm trying to think. It's like the Laurel Highlands up in this area. Got a little gap here. So like Harrisburg will be down in here. There's DC. So you got Philly down in... Oh, wow, it's up here. I thought Philly would be a little closer down in this area. Guess not. Let's zoom back in on Boston. And growing at a good clip right now. We're at 22,000 people. And I'll probably fiddle around with this. Put a cut in just so we can actually... getting these two things completed. This is the big one, getting it by June of 1831. I'm going to add a second train right now onto the Albany-Boston line. That'll actually help us out, I think, quite a bit. Just to increase the amount of beer that makes it over to Boston. from Albany, I think that'll help things out quite a bit. But if you go to number here, I've got this one here. And if I center on him, looks like he's got... Okay, yeah, that's what's going on. We got a steep incline coming out of Kelly Station. I'll show you. Even like the tracks just end right here, but then it has to kind of like haul up this hill. Then we have our supply right here. And you can see the other train already in the distance coming this way. It's just getting up that one hill coming out of Kelly Station that is slowing things down a little bit. And I'm going to let the game keep playing.
I just received a grateful letter from the mayor of Boston regarding our new passenger line. That's really good press, especially now that we are delivering goods faster than they are consumed. Passengers can be a more reliable source of income.
Yeah, so good news is that's just the little notification you get when you complete that one. So we've got the first 3 done within the first 4 months of the scenario. Again, if you do want to kind of fudge the numbers a little bit, you can absolutely set it up so that you lay all this out and then you go ahead and you can do that and use all my innovation points to get that guy going a little faster. You can kind of set everything up and then hit play on it. So that may be something that needs to be tweaked in a further playthrough. Let's see. Are both trains in... Is it on this guy? Okay, so this guy's here. Train completed the last 2 without freight. That's totally fine. If there's no freight on board, we can make that work. Oh, this one. Okay, let's edit this rail line. Let's see here. Confirm. Alright, so Kelly Station doesn't have a lot of sugar production right now. So we need to make sure we're getting that done up too. But here comes the return train, going back to Albany with some meat on board. And one of the reasons that I kicked this one up and did a second train on it is... It takes 44 days to make it. So you use a lot of maintenance, a lot of personnel. It's making money, but if you really want an express train like these two, they've got to go a little bit faster. So like these two, yeah, we're getting... Uh-oh. Bangor. Okay, Portland. Extension, maintenance depot. Do it. I didn't put a maintenance depot down here, and also I'm just now realizing this is an issue. I don't have a supply tower out here. Whoops. So it's Portland to Bangor. This one needs a maintenance shed. There's also a supply depot that's going to take care of it. I totally forgot about that. That is on Steve. We'll head back down here and make sure that Boston hits its 25,000, and then we'll wrap up this scenario and this video. Man, we're actually pretty darn close. Didn't purchase any industries in this one. I think you can, actually. So let's actually go ahead and buy... I'm going to go buy the beer industry in Albany. But also, I get it cheaper because I'm the professor. I'm pretty sure
I started out with a small hardware store that I inherited from my father. By now, it has grown into a stately company, and with the help of the railway, it can become really big. We have already done a lot for the people in this region. Shorter travel times, increased transport of goods, and at the same time, our registers are ringing. As a next step, we should consolidate our success. Take a look at your list. I've added some more tasks.
Okay, I was not expecting this one to continue, but now that I see the fact it says 22%, reach 30,000 citizens in Albany. All right, well, let's go take a look at Albany. Albany is growing because we are getting beer supplied to it, but it also means I need to hook up Syracuse. I've been going for a little bit, so I do want to put a cut in here. In the next video, we'll go ahead and connect Syracuse into my Albany. Oh, maintenance depot needed in Albany. Whoopsies. All right, this is a historical one from 1830. Let's also get the, let's get my train station, because this guy is busted. Let's go ahead and get a maintenance depot done. Yeah, the small things that I forget about in this game really kind of bite me in the ass. But next video, we'll go ahead and get this guy squared away. In fact, I'll just go ahead and drop that structure in right now. You've probably been screaming at me for how long in the video, trying to get me to build this blasted thing. I'm making it. I'm making it. But next video, we'll hook up Syracuse. We'll continue with Chapter 1. That's going to wrap it up for this video, though. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and all the videos that come out on this channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.